our guest right here. Truly one of my favorite players in the history of University of Michigan football, and I've been following since I was a freshman on the campus in 1986 when my first quarterback was Jim Harbaugh. And he is here as part of the Los Angeles Rams organization right now. One of my favorites, a national champion, Blake Corum. Great to see you, Blake. How are you?
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Seriously, man. I say it all the time. Just the way you go about your business and the way you handled your business. You're one of my favorites, dude.
It means a lot, man. It's truly an honor.
It is the truth. How are you ready for this NFL season? What are you thinking right now?
I can't wait. We've been in camp since over a month now. It's time to play a game.
Right.
It's time to play a game. So, I'm super excited. Just trying to take it a day at a time, enjoy the moment.
Understood.
But I can't wait for next Sunday.
We had your running back mate, Kyren Williams, on in hour number 2. I know he's returning punts. What can you tell me about your expectation of the number of touches you might have in a game right now?
I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. I know I've had a good camp, and Kyron's a phenomenal back.
Yes.
So we could, just feed off each other. Anything to help the team. I don't know how many carries I get. Maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe more. I don't know, but I'll be ready.
No, I'm sure
whenever
that.
the numbers call.
And I know it's a difficult question to ask a rookie, but you are somebody who's used to getting a ton of touches and getting stronger as the game goes on. How are you adjusting to not knowing how many touches you might get?
I kind of go back to when Hassan Haskins, was at Michigan, and I was kind of getting maybe 5 carries or maybe 10 carries a game, but I was making it do. I was still going for 100 yards and 85 yards. I think against Ohio State, 5 for 85 or something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. So you just when your numbers called, you got to make the best of your opportunities and just do what you do.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to get in a game with Hassan Haskins constantly hitting his head against the goalpost against Ohio State as he did. By the way, did you see Harbaugh just brought him in across the street?
I saw.
The Chargers. Did you see that?
I did see that. I think that was a great pickup for them.
Sure.
Whether it be at the running back, they have a pretty stacked room with Gus and J.K. and now Hassan. But he's a special teams demon.
Yeah, I know. And just to be fair and balanced, Jim had a front row seat to watching J.K. hit his head on the goalpost against Michigan quite a bit. It's kind of funny how there are strange bedfellows, right?
Right.
In the pros. And how about this? I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Your first game as a professional in the regular season is back in the state of Michigan.
Back in the state of Michigan. Hopefully I don't get too many boos,
It's true that it is, there will be a lot of Spartan Lion fans, I'm sure. But it's just, what do you think it's going to feel like for you when you're going to get off that bus Saturday before the Lions are hosting your Rams?
I think it's going to feel like, any other, kind of big game, whether it been my first game against, who was my first game against? Was it Michigan State? No, Minnesota, freshman year of college or, the Rose Bowl, or it's going to feel like that. You get off the bus and it's like, dang, I really made it to the highest stage, but it's still football at the end of the day. Let's go. So I'm super excited for next Sunday.
Blake Corum here on the Rich Eisen Show. When did you first carry a football in your life?
Oh, man. I probably first carried a football in a real practice or game.
Yeah.
6
years old.
6 years old, tackle football, never played flag.
You played tackle at age 6.
Oh, went right into it. I played for FYF Rams.
Mm-hmm. For the Rams?
For the Rams. I was a Ram then, I'm a Ram now.
And this is in the state of Virginia? Virginia.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when did you first show up on the Michigan Wolverine radar screen? When did that happen? Or when did they show up on yours?
They were a little later in my recruiting process. For a long, I think it was like maybe junior year, end of sophomore year.
Did Jim come to see you?
Coach Harbaugh had like these satellite camps.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
but people were really pissed about that.
Yeah, he had a satellite camp in Baltimore, and I remember I went to it. I don't remember how old I was. They didn't offer me then.
Okay.
But by my sophomore year, I had 20 plus offers, and then Michigan finally came. I was like, oh, then it came down to Michigan or Ohio State for me.
Oh, okay. So what were the pluses and the minuses for you?
2 great football programs. I'll give them the credit. They had a great football program, but, Michigan sold me on the alumni base.
Oh, is that right?
They sold me, man, and it's been nothing but great. We do have the biggest and the strongest and the most loving alumni base, as you know.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
And so they sold me on that, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I committed on spot. silently.
You did.
Yeah, and then I posted a video like maybe 2 weeks later.
So, do you notice, guys, that Blake and I can say the words Ohio State? We're fine with it. We can say that.
Yeah, we can say it, man.
Because you know what? Because we're adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're adults.
That's right.
We're not like, little babies who can't say Michigan. Michigan can't even say the letter M or that school up north. I could say it.
I can say it.
Ohio State, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Like, I could say it in the form of a sentence. Like, Ohio State is the school that Blake beat 3 straight times before turning pro.
Try it without the smug.
It's not smug. It's a
fact.
fact.
Yeah.
It's
Right?
factual.
Well, the tone was,
Like, for instance,
just saying.
the last 3 offensive rookies of the year came from Ohio State but lost to Michigan in their last game if Marvin Harrison Jr. wins Offensive Rookie of the Year this year. How's that for a statement?
That's a fact.
Right? These are facts.
Facts.
What's wrong? What's the matter?
Yep. Those are facts, yeah. It's been a long year, Blake.
Well, this year's gone fast, hasn't it?
Oh, flew by.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Flew by.
The famous picture with you bloody at the on your nose. I could see it. There's still a mark right there.
Oh yeah, it ain't going nowhere.
Where did that come from? What happened in that play?
It was, I believe it was like second play of the game or third play of the game. Abdul Carter, number 11.
Yep.
Gave me a nice little hit
Who does he play for?
in the Nittany Lions.
Okay, right. Okay.
Nittany Lions.
Right.
Helmet came down, split it open. It just got a little worse throughout the game. We ran the ball in the second half 32 times straight, I believe.
Yes, indeed.
And so it just kept getting worse and worse. But the picture, that's one of the ones I have in my office and at my house.
You do?
Oh, that's a legendary picture in my eyes.
And when did that picture get taken?
That was right after the game when I was going to the press conference. They took those pictures. And then a nice fan, I wish I knew their name.
Okay.
Because I would give them a shout out right now.
Sure.
But she drew the picture of me with a pencil. I'll just send you a picture. It's
Okay, for
unbelievable.
sure.
It's unbelievable, man. It's nice.
I mean, what do you think of when you see that right there? Look at that.
Yeah. And that means we went to war. Me and
For
me and
sure.
the rest of the 10.
Well, I mean, what was that game like? Because you didn't know who your coach was up until game time, right? I mean, because we spoke to Sharon Moore
Yeah.
about it, and he didn't really know until about an hour and a half before, right?
Yeah, because they didn't know if Harbaugh was going to be suspended or not. It was kind of going with the flow. But for us, and I tell everyone this, like that game is what determined the rest of our season.
What do you mean?
Because we were already going through adversity, but that game, we think we're going to have the coach. We land, boom, all getting these alerts from ESPN and all these other, sites saying, Harbaugh suspended. And it's like, okay, this is our first challenge, too, against, I think they were like a top 5 defense.
Sure.
And a ranked team.
Man, that's Chop Robinson. I don't know if you play the
Yeah,
Dolphins
I
this
mean,
year. You're going to see him again.
We'll see him again. We will see him again.
Right.
They come play us. But that was the first true definition of, a team we had to go against that, was gritty, had a really good defense. And to do what we did, run the ball 32 times straight. After that, I was like, yeah, this team's special, man. This team's special, and we have a chance to go all the way, and we did.
Were you one of the guys who bet? Who put that out?
No, I didn't hashtag bet. I saw it went crazy on Twitter, but I knew what it was.
That started on the plane ride, right?
It started on the plane. Yeah, as soon as we got off the plane,
Right.
and we found out because of all the alerts, that's when it started. The next thing you know, alumni, everyone just started saying bet.
Well, what do you say to people who are, and you'll probably be hearing this for quite some time, and obviously you're about to be a pro, and this stuff is in your rearview mirror.
Yeah.
What do you say to people who say that the controversy and the issues were brought on by Michigan itself, and that you used something that you brought on yourself, Blake?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, people can say whatever they want. The toughest part of our schedule was the end of the year. We didn't have any help, if that's what they think we had. And we went out and opened a can of whoop, you know what I'm saying, on everyone else,
Right.
So they can say whatever they want, whatever they want to say about Michigan, about the school, about Team 144, but, the rest of the Michigan alum, the people inside Schembeckler Hall, we know what we put in, man. We know we had a great team. We know we had great coaches, and we went out, beat Alabama. We beat Washington. We beat Penn State. We beat Ohio State. We won a Big Ten. You know, that was the toughest part of the schedule right there. So they can say whatever they want. You know, we won.
That Rose Bowl for fourth quarter and overtime.
Yeah.
Walk me through what was going on the sideline.
You know,
that game.
You know, for me and for the rest of the team, you know, we knew we had one last drive to score. And I told the team, if we score, we're going to win. You know, and it was 4th and 1. You know, in my opinion, I thought we were about to call a timeout just to get into the right play. But JJ hit me on that little flat route.
Yeah.
And we went on. We had a little penalty on the play, but Roman came back and made a huge play after that penalty he had.
Yeah.
And we went into overtime. And we went into overtime. You know, one of my favorite players ever, you know, is Kobe. You know, like a lot of players, just because of his mindset, it's like, you know, I kind of want the ball. You know, and then, you know, Coach Moore, you know, the offensive line had a great push. Receivers blocked really well. Tight ends blocked really well. First play, ran gap scheme, got 9 yards. Second play, we score. And then we had the best defense in the nation. You know, I knew we were going to, you know, shut them out, even though Alabama was good. But, you know, I knew if we won the Rose Bowl, we were going to win the Natty.
So you really were thinking about Kobe?
100%.
In overtime?
100%. I think about Kobe all the time. Like, even growing up as a kid, like, just watching it on YouTube, like, his mindset, the Mamba mindset, it's really inspirational, man. I used to be in my 8 years old in my bedroom at night, you know, doing push-ups, sit-ups, just trying to get better, you know, because Kobe said, you know, you have 24 hours a day, you know, to get better. How can you outbetter your competition? And, you know, I kind of tried to live by that, you know, what Kobe said, because in my opinion, he's one of the greatest ever in any sport.
And now look at you, a kid who's first toted a rock as a 6-year-old for a team known as the Rams.
Yeah.
Playing professionally in Los Angeles, Kobe's town.
It's crazy. Actually, you know, my fiance and I, we went to his memorial. It was impacting, man. It was took this trail where, you know, the crash happened. It was sad, but you know, we went and saw his memorial.
You did?
Yeah, we did.
So what else do you want to share about that? Is there anything to share?
it was just an impacting moment, knowing that, you know, his daughter, himself, you know, a couple others, you know, died in that crash. But when we went to the trail, it really wasn't a trail that was paved out. You kind of had to pave it yourself,
of course,
know?
Yeah.
You're hearing rattlesnakes and stuff in the woods and whatnot. But when you got up there, was a ton of basketballs, jerseys. You know, so many people had love for Kobe because of the type of player he was. And I remember watching a YouTube video. He tried to play every game because he knew kids would come to the arena just to watch him play. So that's why he played almost every game unless he was seriously injured or something like that. But I have a tremendous amount of respect for Kobe and, you know, what he's done for all sports, not just basketball.
And you feel the same way about when you perform?
I feel the same way. Best believe if I can be on that field, you know, if it's something minor, I'm gonna fight through it. Just like when I tore my meniscus, I tried playing Ohio State game.
I remember.
You know, I just wasn't stable enough, but I gave it my best shot. And, you know, that's just because I remember being a youngin', you know, going to high school games and wanting to watch Cortez Carter, who was a high schooler in my area, running back, or, you know, watching college players and wanting to watch them play. And so I want to give the same thing to the younger generation, the kids that want to see me play.
And have you spoken, speaking of meniscus tear, JJ McCarthy?
Yeah, I reached out to him.
What was that conversation like, if you were willing to share?
Yeah, I reached out to him. I told him, whatever you need, man, you know, feel free to reach out. You know, I know what you're going through. I went through the same thing. Right. You know, it's something minor. You know, you're going to come back stronger than ever. You know, it's better to get it done the repair way instead of snipping it, which I believe all the doctors, you know, would agree. And so he's doing it the right way. I know he's going to come back stronger than ever. I know, you know, he's going to, you know, train. I know he's already getting rehab on it, right?
Right.
So, you know, he'll be out maybe 6 months. But I told him, whatever you need, you know, I'm here for you. Whatever any advice, you know, on the rehab part of it, you know, like I said, I went through it. It's something small, man. You'll be back.
Then how much contact do you have with Team 145 that kicks off against Fresno State?
You know,
on Saturday night?
I sent them a video first day of camp, you know, like a little motivational video that the Michigan does. Even when I was there, you know, former players would send in videos. And so I sent one in the first day of camp, you know, just letting them know the expectations. You know, nothing's changed. You know, go get it, basically, to sum up what I said. But, you know, I talked to them here and there, and I know they're locked in. I know they've been grinding. And I'm excited to see, what they do Saturday night, tomorrow night, man.
Sure.
I can't wait.
Well, I mean, so what insight can you give? Again, the defending national champs go back out there, and the expectation level is, Michigan might not even finish top 3 in the Big Ten, with Oregon now in, and Ohio State loaded for bear again, and you and JJ gone, and Sanders still gone, and Roman Wilson gone. I mean, we could go down the list of everybody that got drafted by Michigan. Harbaugh's across the street now with the Chargers, and Sharon Moore's in his first year with a new quarterback. What's your message about the expectation level for Michigan football here?
I believe, and this is just, winner's mindset. You go into each season, going in, I'm gonna win every game. And how do you do that? And at least how did we do it? One day at a time, one game at a time, 1 week at a time. Just because Fresno State's a good team, but don't think about playing,
Texas
next week. We had to focus on the moment. You know what I'm saying? And so my message to the team is basically treat every team the same. Last year's last year. This is a new team, so new leaders need to step up, right? Our defense is going to be phenomenal. We lost a lot on the offensive side. We lost some defensive players, but not as many as we did on the offensive side.
Right.
So this is where you make a statement for yourself. The new players, new offensive line coming in, make a statement for yourself. Just because this isn't team 144 doesn't mean, team 145 isn't going to be good. Y'all have the ability to be greater than us. You have to believe it, and you have to be willing to put in the work and, attack each and every day, with the mindset that, no one's going to beat us. So, I think it's going to be a great year for them. They might, face some, trials and tribulations, throughout the season. They have a tough schedule. They have a tough schedule, but I believe in them boys, man. I really do.
Now you're in the alumni base, huh?
I am.
What sold you on Michigan? You're part of it.
I'm part of it now, so whatever they need, I got them.
And you can't control what's going on that field.
Can't.
Nor can you control whether you're going to be around, right? I mean, you're going to be in flight during Michigan and Texas. Because by the way, what a weekend that's going to be in the state of Michigan, because it's Michigan hosting Texas, and then the next night the Rams and Lions renew acquaintances from the playoffs last year.
That was a great game. So it's going to be a phenomenal weekend in the state of Michigan.
So tell me, just before I let you go here, you've got your fiance sitting here.
100%.
What's her name again?
Micaiah.
Micaiah, I'm sorry to talk about you as if you're not sitting here. So you have a fiance.
Yeah.
You've got a professional contract.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
There's a lot of things, boiling right now. I'm about to open up a restaurant back home.
Okay. In Virginia?
In Virginia.
Okay.
BC Greens is the name.
Okay.
Just got the building for that.
Okay.
In stealth mode with some NIL things right now to help kids make more money.
Okay.
But other than that, just being where my feet are, man, just enjoying the moment. This is something I've always dreamed about, and, I'm going to keep the main thing, and that's football. My beautiful fiance, family, I'm going to keep the main thing, but I have other things, boiling up right now that I think are gonna be good.
2-2, huh? You got your college number twice over.
Hey, twice over, and I wore 2-2 in youth ball one time too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
For the Rams?
I was 24 for the Rams.
Okay, man, I'm just trying to bring everything full circle.
Nah, but it's crazy. I when the Rams called me and told me I could pick whatever number, it was like 22, 26, a couple other numbers. I was like, I'll go with 22, and I'm in my hometown, and everywhere I went, 22 started popping up. We thought it was just so crazy. Like, we went to a restaurant and they gave us a number to put on our table, and it was 22. And then we went to Old Town Warrenton. We saw the 22 on the sign. It's like, hey, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. Well, I can't wait to see what you do. I don't know if you saw my reaction when you got drafted.
I love it. I love it.
Because I just, again, I know who you are. I know what you can do. I know who Sean McVay is. I know who Les Snead is. I know what they do. And I know you're perfect for it.
Nah,
and I know, and Kyren Williams showed last year how you can go from college and do very well in the system. If you have a certain game, you have a very similar game.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know what you can be as well. And it's perfect. It's a perfect thing too. You pressure, like you don't have to be the guy either in the same way that you have been for our alumni base.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to be that. and you could just live your life and go crush it.
Go crush it, man. It's the best scenario, I think, coming to the Rams. The culture, the love that Coach McVay and the rest of the coaches have for the players.
Yeah.
He's just a genius when it comes to especially offensive schemes and being a head coach. I love coming to work every day, and that's a good thing, It's just perfect. I'm so glad I ended up with the Rams and their organization. It's amazing.
Don't let Stafford talk about Georgia that much, okay? But I'm bitter because Georgia punked Michigan, as you know.
Right.
I think was that Aiden Hutchinson's last game.
That was
his last game. I think it might have been his,
man.
Yeah, that was his last game.
Gave us a whooping.
Yeah, before you see him as a Lion.
Yeah.
What's that going to be like when you're coming around the end and you might see 97 standing?
I had to give him a little chip. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you're a professional now. It just I had to wear a Georgia hat on NFL Network.
Did you?
I did. But many years I wore Ohio State gear on this program. I did a lot of stuff in our name. But
so the last 3 years have been good for you.
You have no earthly idea. These guys are done hearing about it. But
it's great having you, boy. Good to see you.
They're excited about a new college football season. But I'll never turn the page on Team 144. Nor you, sir. You have a home here all the time.
I appreciate that.
Good luck to you, Blake Corum.
Thank you.
You got it. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.